I don't know if you've ever stepped outside and immediately smelled something extremely floral, but the wider legalization of marijuana has certainly increased the probability of that event. As such, we've seen a huge influx of images and videos detailing a reactive experience in the words, "when you outside and smell that Zaza," often paired with some sort of semi-high looking person or creature. Whilst it's been a common term utilised online and offline many times over, it would appear the first instance of it existing in the format we know today is thanks to Instagram account Funny Hood Vids, who had posted a submission by Nick the Slump God on April 11th, 2021. Zaza, of course, is another word for weed, joining a long line of references to the product that have kind of funny names, gas, kush, etc. Although, apparently Zaza is used to describe the super top tier stuff, so it makes sense that it would have a relatively silly feel. The relationship between weed and pop culture has always been an interesting one. On the one hand, we've had something that has been illegal for over half a century in the Western world, and on the other hand, it's all starting to open up again. As such, there's still a bit of controversy toward the product, as years of campaigns against it still have an influence as opposed to evidence it's safer than previously thought. That being said, there's still a lot of research needed surrounding its long-term side effects, but it would appear the world is fairly confident it isn't as harmful as alcohol, except on your lungs, of course. And as the product becomes mainstream, we're starting to see far more references to it existing online, reflecting the attitude people are gaining offline. Although parodying weed culture has always been a popular pastime, as people who insist it is the cure to all the world's diseases can be a little extreme, there's definitely wider acceptance for the drug now. When You Outside and Smell That Zaza manages to both satirize and fondly embrace the fact that it exists everywhere, as well as the online relationship weed has with humanity. Honestly, people tend to get very, very obsessed with marijuana in some capacity, and it isn't uncommon to see tons of terrible memes posted simply relating to the drug, leading to this particular trend existing as a sort of reference to the phenomenon. After all, it can tap into the people who have made something their whole personality bit, as some may feel that because weed is slightly controversial, it makes them really, really cool to constantly boast about it on social media, despite it being a fairly mundane product at this point. Essentially, When You Outside and Smell That Zaza manages to parody the unending social media posts about marijuana, as well as at times embraces society's change in attitude toward the drug. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe! Or else.